In this video, I built an application with Kimi K3 to test how good it is at vibe coding and agentic engineering. I also built the exact same application with the exact same prompt with Opus 4.8. So we're going to be comparing Kimi K3 to Opus 4.8 as well, and the results will shock you. So I'm on kimi.com and I used K3 to build this entire website. The only prompt that I gave it was make me a website on tennis balls, please. And I gave this exact same prompt to Opus 4.8, and Kimi K3 was way better. So let's look at the website that Kimi K3 has built for us. I'm going to head right over here, and you can see that it is really good at 3D. This bouncing 3D tennis ball, just from a simple prompt like this one, is absolutely astounding. And Kimi actually claims right over here that it is especially strong at games in 3D. And so this is a perfect example of how good it is at 3D. A lot of other people in my peer group who have tested out this model are also saying that it is very good at making games, and it's even better than Fable 5 when it comes to games and 3D, which are things that Fable 5 is supposed to dominate, but Kimi K3 is very strong over there too. Now, if we explore this website, this is actually surprisingly really good. And when we asked Fable 5 to make websites, this is the kind of quality that we see from Fable 5. The depth here, the actual details from just a simple website for tennis balls, but it has a guide here. It has facts. It allows me to pick a ball, so it gives me guides on how to buy the right tennis ball, right? This level of thought and depth and reasoning was something that I only saw with Fable 5. I have not seen this with Opus 4.8. And in fact, now I'm going to show you what Opus 4.8 built with the exact same prompt. This is the website that Opus 4.8 built, and you can easily see very clearly that this is a step down from what Kimi K3 has just built. This is much more simplistic, and it is not as good looking compared to what Kimi K3 has built for us. So Kimi K3 is definitely outperforming here, especially because of the 3D and what it's supposed to be good at. It is supposed to be good at 3D, at games, and stuff like this. So it has used that to make this website a lot better, and Opus 4.8 is nowhere close. It's not even close to what Kimi K3 has developed. Now, the reason I say that is because in this web app that Kimi K3 has built, you can actually see depth. It feels like somebody has put effort into making this, whereas the Opus 4.8 built website seems like a static, normal HTML web page. There's no depth here. It seems like it's just a very basic text page, right? There's not much here, whereas this feels like it's much more advanced. Somebody has put a lot of effort and time into it, and there's actually a lot of interesting details. Like if I wanted to know about tennis balls, and this actually makes a lot of sense, going through all of this in detail. So there is a lot of stuff here that I actually prefer. All of this depth is something that Opus 4.8 just doesn't have right now. Like you look at this website, there's nothing comparable to this when it was the same prompt. Now let's see what the documentation has to say, because this is also very important. So it says that Kimi Code currently offers two models, Kimi K3 and Kimi K2.7. Now in the developer community, Kimi K2.7 was a very popular model due to its combination of low costs but very good agentic coding capabilities. But that goes away with Kimi K3 because Kimi K3 is actually very expensive compared to its predecessors. So the low cost part goes away, but what we're trying to see is if it lives up to the new cost and if it's actually on par. And in my opinion, yes it is. I mean, this is just a very simple example, but right here you can easily tell that this is much better than Opus 4.8, at least at designing this type of website. So that's one thing. Now we also want to talk about the pricing. So the pricing for Kimi K3 is $3 per million input tokens and $15 per million output tokens, which is pretty expensive given what Kimi used to charge for its predecessors. So that's one thing. Now we also have a 1 million context window. So the context window for Kimi K3 goes all the way up to 1 million, whereas its predecessors only went up to 256K. So that is one thing to keep in mind. And that's pretty much it for Kimi K3 in terms of the documentation. So if you guys want to try out using Kimi K3, I'd really recommend you do so. Right now I wasn't able to build more applications because a lot of people are using Kimi K3, so you might face that problem for the next few hours. But other than that, let's try it out. I'm going to be spending a lot of time on this model, so if you guys want any sort of videos on this, maybe comparing it with Fable 5 directly, or another video comparing it with Opus 4.8, maybe GPT 5.6, just let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll release a video on that. One more thing to keep in mind is that Kimi K3 currently only supports max mode, so low and high mode are not currently here. They will be supported later, not right now. So that is one thing to keep in mind.